Hello everybody, it is me, Loreseeker, the angriest robot in existence, and unless you have been living under a rock for the last 12 hours or so, you're probably aware of the drastic situation going on in the world of Magic the Gathering. You see, today, Wizards of the Coast has announced that they are going to be taking full control over the Commander format. You see, the Rules Committee over the last few days has alleged that personal threats have been made against them, and in response they are going to be stopping their kind of direct involvement with the format and ceding control over to Wizards of the Coast, which means that the single largest community format is now under the direct control of a company whose only interest is their bottom dollar. To put things in polite words, Wizards of the Coast does not exactly have the best track record when it comes to managing their formats. One needs only look at the current state of formats like Modern and Standard to really get a look at how Wizards feels like they should be running things. And with Wizards gaining more control over Commander, they are financially incentivized to just kind of let the format grow stronger and stronger, with power levels growing ever more erratic. And you can see that it's been that way for a long time, with more and more sets being printed that just kind of cater to Commander. In fact, a common joke in the community is that all sets are made for Commander these days. I am a firm believer of the idea that any card game, not just Magic the Gathering, should have at least one alternative format run by the community rather than the company that prints the card game. After all, no corporation is going to be as good at giving the players what they want than the players themselves, and with Commander now under the firm iron grip of Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, there is going to be a need for a community format. If you take a look back in time, it's easy to kind of forget these days, but Commander wasn't always the big thriving format it is now. It used to be something else. It used to be a little format called Elder Dragon Highlander, a singleton format which featured 99 card decks led by one of the legendary Elder Dragons. EDH is kind of instantly recognizable as the predecessor of what we have today with Commander. And as WotC takes control of Commander, which is a format that they themselves had no hand in creating, there are going to be discontented players in the community like myself. You see, there is absolutely nothing I dread more than the idea of Wizards having complete control over my favorite format. Insofar as I'm concerned, today is the day that Commander died. I have absolutely no faith in them as a company for a variety of reasons that I feel like I've gone into it in depth in multiple videos by now. And I know that I'm not the only one who feels that way. After all, I get feedback all the time, not just from people on YouTube and people on the Discord server, but I go to game stores, I talk to store owners and players alike, collectors, investors. People really don't have a lot of faith in Wizards of the Coast's ability to properly manage their IPs. And so, I feel like the only real response I can do to this news of Wizards taking control of Commander is at least try to push for something else. Earlier today, some friends and I got together and started brainstorming an idea, the Elder Dragon Revival Project, a return to EDH's roots, a community format made by the players and managed by them as well. We're currently in the brainstorming ideas stage of developing this format, and that's where you come in. You see, whether or not you're personally, emotionally affected by Wizards of the Coast gaining control of Commander, there's a decent chance that you have at least some ideas for how a format should be run, what its ban list should look like, how its format philosophy should be upheld, and we would absolutely love to hear those thoughts, those opinions, and take them into consideration as we move forward. I'm not sure if this format idea will actually blossom and take root, becoming its own thing that people play, but I would at least like to try, because after all, if it does succeed, that would be awesome. And if it fails, then at least I did try, because I feel like I just can't sit still as Wizards of the Coast just wrings out the last bit of joy and love I have for Magic the Gathering by corrupting and corroding Commander into something that resembles their modern and standard formats. It's just not something I can feel good with myself, knowing that I could have at least tried to do something. And that's all this video is. This is a kind of call out to the community, asking if anyone would be interested in coming on down to this new Discord server we've set up and lending their voice, their opinions, and their ideas. So if this is something that you are interested in helping out with, head on down to the Discord link in the description below and the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you there, whether you're for or against this idea. I would absolutely love to chat about it with you. Ciao.